At long last, triad stacks. I'm just going to look at G right now. G is the 1, A minor is the 2 chord, and D7 is the 5 chord. There are different ways to do it, but you have to start with 1, I think. And this is how I do them. Sorry for that flub. A, and D. That little tag at the end is just something from Carol's prose jazz phrases. I just went through all those together because here's how I conceptualize it. This may be worth something, maybe worth nothing. I think of the stacks as 2 chords a whole step apart. So for G, the 1 chord and the 2 chord. So G, B, D, F sharp is a G major 7 arpeggio, and then A, C, E, G is an A minor 7 arpeggio. When you go from the 2 to start on the 2, a whole step up is the 3. So it's B minor, A minor 7, and B minor 7. Then when you go to the D, the 5 chord, it's the 5 arpeggio and the 6. And you can finger these different ways, but what I like to do with this fingering is I like to divide them up so that you can see the A minor fingering, which is how the first triad stack, the 1, ends. It's also how the second stack begins, but you can is the same thing as, so you could actually do it that way. That's a nice symmetrical thing. The fingering is the same and you're just moving it up. I find that very useful, especially for top 4 strings. That's good for where you play melodies, where you improvise a lot. It's good to know things all over the neck. But I find that extremely useful. It's also very playable on the guitar. It's easier. If you start very high, you wind up moving. And certainly you can do that. Some people like to move up the neck that way. I don't have as much room up here as some of you do on your guitars, and I'm not as used to playing that way. Well, actually, I did play that way a lot when I was younger. I played a Strat. It was all up and down on the top 2 or 3 strings. But I find this a very useful approach. So I just think of 2 arpeggios a whole step apart. G major, A minor, B minor, D, and E minor. That to me makes it very easy. And I don't think Carol ever says this, and in case you didn't think about it or it didn't dawn on you when you're playing the triads. The second 2 notes of triad A are the first 2 notes of triad B. Which makes some of these things, when you find a fingering you like, easy to roll up pretty fast, which is what a lot of horn players do. And it generates its own momentum. The wonderful thing about triads is they hang together. So you're playing over 1 chord, but you're saying you're playing these different triads. But they fit because they all cohere and they flow in and out of each other. Because they're repeating a lot of the same notes, just changing one. It gives you a nice, generates motion. A lot of solos begin that way. When the band stops and the break at the end and that kind of thing. You often hear it like that. You can hear it other places as well. But that's what I do, and I just want to say that now. And I want to hear from other people how you do it, how you finger it, what you think about it, if you conceptualize it differently, because there's a lot I still need to learn. And I think about things my own way, and I do it for a while, and I stop thinking there may be other ways to think about this, or that I may be overlooking very simple and obvious things because I so often have. All right, thanks, guys.